Hello, guys. My name is Shadow22 X Fire Phoenix, and oh man, it's freaking 10:03 p.m. on a Sunday, and I am freaking tired. But hey, you already may know that because of the voice, because of how my voice is. And yes, I'm turning off the light so you won't be able to see me. But that's not the main reason why I'm doing it. I may turn off the. Let's see. Can I? Where's the light at? I'm pretty sure I can be able to turn. Yeah, it's not even freaking turning up. Yeah, and that's my TV right there. It's you may be if you zoom in on it, if you can tell that there's a World of Warcraft thing by CinemaSins. So it's playing because it's playing because of a crossover across the my PS4. I can't pronounce it. I can't freaking pronounce it. Let me just stop right there because it's annoying in the background. Let me move it. Let me move the thing this way so it won't catch a hold of it. I won't be freaking getting copyright strikes. I know y'all can't see me today. Hold up, wait, hold up. Where's my phone? I'm not completely unprepared for this crap, but I've been listening to a little bit of fanfics, trying to find a good fanfic I can listen to, and I haven't found one yet that actually best my interest. Mainly because there's not one that actually is out there, and some of the YouTubers that actually does the fanfics, well, they're stopping doing them. They're stopping. They're not doing them anymore. Like I would say, Simply Reading or H258, and the guy that made Twilight's World by Nobody and No One or No One and Nobody, he's not doing the fanfic thing, and I don't know if he's just quit. He didn't give us a signal, and yeah. After one stinking week of me uploading this freaking chapter 9, no one read it. No one even listened to it. Even that week on chapter 8, only 12 people viewed it. Jeez. I have a feeling that I have an extra fifth subscriber, so I'm happy that there's a fifth subscriber out there. Because originally it was like only like one or two, then it went up to four, then it went to five. So I'm glad that happened. I'm glad, I guess. I'm glad that I have a fifth subscriber. So yeah, I'm just happy. But still, I'm kind of upset that no one actually looked at my chapter 9 one. Yeah, but anyway, this is chapter 10 of Ethan the Hybrid. Uh, I'm going to be trying my hardest to be specific. I'm going to be trying my hardest to not be boring, but knowing me, I'm going to be boring, and sometimes I'm not going to be boring, and sometimes I not want to be. But still, he said, still, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to not be boring. Anyways, let's get into the freaking story. By the way, my actions, the basic tone I'm going to be talking through this story is going to basically be way more, excited and all this other crap because I'm slowly getting into the MLP part. And if y'all actually read the story, you actually should know that I'm slowly getting into it. And this is basically not a spoiler. It's somewhat of a spoiler, but if y'all looked at the previous one, like chapter 8, I believe, you would say that I did actually intend to do that. So I'm happy, and I'm so happy. Anyway, this freaking crap been going on for 4 minutes. No, and I don't want that crap to happen on for 11 minutes like last time. So, anyways, let's get on with the story. Let's get on with the story. The day that Ethan entered the village was an eventful day. He met up with one of his old friends. He got punched in the face by little Timmy. Now, he's surprisingly not so little Timmy anymore. And beyond anything else, he met the village chief. And to say that when he saw her surprise him would not be an overstatement. It wouldn't even be an understatement. It was that he was blank. Ethan had absolutely no idea what to say. He didn't know what to say. Standing in front of him at that point in time was a black woman. She had braids, more like it looked more like dreadlocks, going all the way down from her head all the way down to close to her back. And Ethan could tell that some of the dreads actually went over her shoulders into her frontwards, basically making it easier for other people to see it. And I'm pretty sure he's pretty sure he saw 3 threads of braid that was approximately 2 to 3 meters thick. He decided to shake it all off and, carry on with stuff, saying, she's an ordinary person, so let's not freaking care about that right now. So anyways, he sat down. He sat down at the table. He sat down in the chair, facing her. They didn't share any words at all. The chief just looked at him, and in return, he did the same. Until the silence was broken by her talking. So, you must be Ethan. I've been hearing so much about the village. I've been hearing so much about. You're correct. Well, pardon me from saying, but I thought you'd be a lot more intimidating. Ethan finished. More or less. But anyways, I take it that you visited the town hall for a reason or another? A more important reason than anything else. And what may be that reasoning? Is there any, big events happening at any time? Yes, there is a big event happening. Why do you want to know that? Ethan shrugged. I wanted to see if I could make it. So do you have a time or something? A time of the... Oh, the event is happening 3 days from now. Can you tell me... The event is happening... Let me start over. The event is happening 3 days from now, Ethan. Alright. Can you tell me exactly what will be in the event? At this point, the chief was kind of weirded out. She was hesitant to tell him because she didn't know him well. Even with the townspeople telling her that he was a good person, she didn't know that much. He wasn't asking too many questions for her to be suspicious. He was asking specific questions that she was suspicious of answering. Ethan, she said, going back into talking instead of thinking through it. This is garbage stuff. This is pure garbage, but let me just keep going. Why are you wanting to know that? I mean, I know if you want to come to the basic celebration and all, but I have a feeling that you're not telling me the entire truth of much. Alright. Ethan his facial expression didn't change. Not if that the chief could actually see his facial expression. She couldn't even see his eyes. Mainly because his eye was hidden by a hoodie, covering up most of his face, but except his mouth. And that went all around his entire body. He had gloves on, he had a coat on, he had pants and shoes, all covering up his skin. And the only thing that wasn't covered was his mouth, and that was it. And all of it was in a Pacific color of pure black. It was as black as the night sky itself. The chief literally thought if it was midnight, she would clearly say that she wouldn't be able to see him, even if he was standing 2 feet away from her. She wouldn't see him. She didn't know why he wore that coat, but she just chopped it down to he liked how he looked. She sat back to her attention after Ethan was talking. Well, Chief, call me Rose. Chief Rose. No, just Rose. All right, Rose. Here, Rose. As Rose heard Ethan saying her name, she smiled, giving him a genuine smile. And in return, Ethan didn't give one back. His mouth was still blank. No smile, not even a grin. He leaned in, putting both of his hands on the table. All right, listen to me. A day ago, yesterday, last night, something happened. Rose looked at him intently. The instant shift of the room had a very different type of aura around it now. It seemed heavy, very heavy, to the point that she could practically feel the seriousness dripping off his voice. She was mostly shaking. And in her mind, she thought, so this is what he looks like and what it feels like to talk to a person that's actually serious. The feeling is completely overwhelming. But in return, she begrudgingly kept listening on. As you can tell, something is bothering me. And I'm surprised you picked up on it. None of my friends actually picked up on it, though. So, she said, what's going on? I have a feeling that some old friends of mine are going to be returning soon. And they're not the nice friends you know. He said that last sentence in a more deeper tone, secretly telling her that he really didn't like him. And she quickly caught on to it. So I take it that you're going to be, what? Taking these old friends of yours out? Something like that. There's a problem. And what's the problem? Rose said, with a tilt of her head and a raised eyebrow. They're doing something. I can't say what they're doing, but they're doing something. And their plans are basically creating metal. I don't know where they're going to get the metal from, but this is the only village, and I heard them talking about it when I was in the forest. I don't know what was going on. I can clearly say if it's something representing metal and they need a large amount of it, something is definitely brewing up in a store. A storm is certainly brewing. Well, that is very, very informational, in, informational, I can't pronounce informational. God dang it, I freaking chop that crap up. Informational. Informational. Here I am trying to do big words, and I can't do informational right. Let's keep going. Well, well, Rose said, in a more slightly calm tone. That's unsettling. So I take it that's the reason why you want to know if any big events was going on? Because you have a feeling they're going to be striking when that event happens? Correct, Ethan said with a with nothing, with a flat tone. Hmm. So what should I do? Ethan leaned back. Why are you asking me that? Because you fought these old friends of yours before, so you should know how they act. Is there a way for us to persuade them or encourage them not to do it or anything like that? These friends of mine that I know of for a very long time, they're not very quick to listen, and they're not very quick to change their minds. When they make a plan, they are dead set on completing that plan and putting it into motion. Hmm. Rose looked. Rose turned her Rose turned her head and looked at one of the pictures of her husband and her beloved little daughter. Hmm. Well, I can't say I know exactly what to do, but if I'm thinking anything, we should evacuate the entire town. No, Ethan interrupted her. She, her head snapped back to him. Her attention snapped back to him. What do you mean? A slight bit of anger was in that voice, was in Rose's voice. We need to evacuate the entire town. No, Ethan said flatly. Why not? I am the chief of this. I am the chief of this village, and it is my job to keep all these citizens in this village safe. Yes, that is right. You are the chief, and you are supposed to keep every village. You're supposed to keep every single person in this village safe. That is correct. But, he said, Ethan said in a more authoritative tone, if you warn the villagers about this, you're only going to cause more death. What do you mean by that? Rose said with a slight bit of fear. Listen, Rose, you don't know how these enemies act. You don't know how they work, and you don't know how they communicate. Take, for example, an assassination. Take, for example, an assassination that I've done before. There has been plenty of points when I have been on an assassination mission, and in plenty of those times, someone tipped my target off, saying that an assassin was sent there to kill him. And sorry about that, that's my freaking sister, and she freaking has a loud behind voice. Sorry about that. But what the heck is there? If this keeps going on, I may have to tell her to stop freaking yelling. I'm trying to record. That's what she. Look, hold on. Give me a moment. Erica, stop yelling. Please. It's on record.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't freaking edit anything. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, sorry about that. My sister has a hot head. Sorry about that crap. Okay, let's get back into the freaking show. I don't know how to edit crap out, so yeah, sorry about that. I'm freaking so sorry about that. Oh god. Don't know. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. I'm too enthralled in this freaking story right now. Let's just keep going. Where the heck did I end it off? Oh, right, the assassination mission. Let's keep going about that. You see, when an assassin actually gets wind of something end up not going to a plan, how to say this? How to put this to words that you can understand? They either do two things. One, they throw that original plan they created out the window and make a new plan as they go along. Or two, they just I can't find the word. What the freak? I literally can't find the word. What the heck is the word? I guarantee y'all all know the word, but I can't find it. What is it called? I'm literally trying to find the word for it. It's make things up as you go along, or you I can't find the word. I swear when this video is over, I am going to find out what that word is. I'm going to find out what word it is. I can't find the word. I can't find that word. I literally can't find that word. Yeah, I can't find the word. I'm trying to remember the word. I can't find it. I cannot find it. Make things. Let's keep going. I can't find the word. Advertise. I'm trying to say advertise, but it's something else. It's a word that you do something else you do something else that is different from the original plan that you have. You make another plan in a quick succession that it doesn't have to relate to anything else. You think of another plan very quickly. You don't think of things as you go along. What's the word? I can't find the word. I'm feeling so stupid right now. I'm a high school student. I can't even find the word. I'm thinking advertise, but I'm thinking it's add something. It's add something. I can't find the word. It's add something. I can't find the word. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it. You make things up as you go along, or you. Yeah, I swear I'm gonna find this word when this freaking video is over with. I'm going to find that word. I swear, and I'm going to beat myself up to the freaking brim with it. Y'all, I guarantee whoever looking at this video, all you guys, go down in the comment section below when you look at this video and tell me exactly what is the specific story. What is that word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? Because I'm guaranteeing I know the word and all y'all know the word as well. because I'm thinking it's not exaggerated, it's not advertised. It's something. It's something when you make a plan, when you make a plan, when you make a plan in a very quick succession, if you're in a pickle, you make a plan of immediately and you go and do that plan, and you don't plan through the situation, you just do it. You just go on and do it. I can't find the word, but I swear I'm gonna find that word. I can't find the word. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You either make a new plan up in a very quick succession, or you try to kill the target as fast as possible. Those are the two ways that I do things. And when my assassination target, when my target for assassination was, well, basically given information that an assassin was sent to kill them, well, my plan basically went out the window, and I just had to. It's in my head. It's on its my tongue. I just had to.
I see you, Shannon.
Yeah, I swear. I'm gonna find that word. I'm going to find that word. I'm gonna beat myself right on the head when I find the word. And I was just going to have to freaking do enough. I just had to make another plan up. And I just had to make another plan up. So what happened? Rose said. What happened was very simple. The plan made up didn't work. The assassination failed. And I almost died. You see what happens? Do you see what happens when a plan goes into motion and it messes up and you have to think your way through a problem? Or something of that regard? Or get yourself out of a very sticky situation? I can't I can't think of a plan right on the spot all the time. Sometimes we're just gonna have to. Yeah, you can. Yeah, all y'all can clearly say that I'm trying to lead myself into making that word. Sometimes I'm just gonna have to. I have to. Sometimes when I get in that situation, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need to find this word. It's beating the crap out of me right now. I am sorry about this, but I need to find that word. Let me look at Google, man, because this crap is beating the crap out of me right now. I'm sorry, but it's beating the crap out of me. It's literally beating the crap out of me right now. Let me let's look this up. What word means to make things up as you go along?
According to Merriam-Webster, concoct, construct, contrive, cook, devise, drum up, excogitate, fabricate, invent, manufacture, think, trump up, vamp. Words related to make up. Coin, design, hatch, produce.
Safe to say that none of those words was in this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna hold up. Give me a moment. Is it 29? I'm gonna be gone for a moment. I need to find this word out. Sorry. Just it. Mama. I didn't know. I can't remember this. I can't remember where my freaking brain apart. It's something that you make a plan up and it doesn't go your way and you have to make another plan at a very quick succession. It didn't plan on that happening. It's gonna come to me, and I'm gonna hate that. Guys, I can't forgive. Yeah, guys, I can't find it. I swear it's gonna come to me when this video is over with. I'm gonna hate myself. This has been the freaking longest video. Well, not the longest. Well, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, I'm gonna hit myself, and when I see this video, I'm gonna hit myself. I'm gonna beat the crap out of myself because I can clearly say that all y'all know the word I'm looking for. All y'all know the word. I'm thinking exaggerate, or I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking of it is a vocabulary word that you have to do. It's something when you have to make up a quick plan of position. But let's go down the story. So you can quickly see, Rose, how easily a plan that you can make can quickly go into a, well, very messed up succession. What's your point? Rose said. My point is that if you evacuate this entire village, the monsters that I'm trying to find, are either going to scatter or are going to attack the village, and most likely attack the villagers. Because as every single carnivore, they need food. They need food, specifically humans. So what do you want me to do about this then? Nothing. What? Just have procedures and plan if anything goes south. So what do you mean? Tell your guards that I have a plan, and on the day of the event happening, have the guards wander around the village oblivious, looking oblivious with weapons on them, secretly hidden. All right? Have them spread out equally. Because when these people attack, they're not going to attack lightly. And we shouldn't either. That seems like a good plan, but what about the casualties? The casualties will be 0, because I'll be there. Even you, Ethan, Rose said, you can't stop death from happening. I can prevent it, like I did so many times before. But are you sure you'll be able to handle it? After all, you've been asleep for 2 months, and you've been in your bed for about 6 to 7 months. That's 9 months right there you haven't fought. 9 direct months. I would even say even a man in the military that sustained that much injury that have to last 9 months in a bed, even if only 2 of those months were asleep, you literally have serious psychological damage, body damage, physical damage, psychological damage, and beyond anything else, your abilities to fight more, Rose gestured to his entire body, efficiently and elegantly. You haven't fought any being in a while. Anybody in a while. Not even your own master. And how you can understand a flying white owl is beyond me, Rose said with a slight bit of a joker in her tone. Anyways, so what's the plan exactly? When they show themselves, we attack? And more, no, he said. When they show themselves, tell your men to protect the citizens at all cost. I will deal with the monsters. All right then. then that wouldn't be any mine. All right. Ethan stood up out of his chair abruptly. It was nice to meet you, Rose. It was finally nice to meet you too, Ethan. Rose said, handing out a hand, giving Ethan, handing out her hand to Ethan. Ethan looked at the hand and looked back at her. He looked back at the hand and looked back at her. He turned his head. He did the same thing and shook it. Rose was confused why it took him that long to do a simple gesture, let alone why he looked so confused about it. After that, Ethan and Rose said their goodbyes and walked out. Davis were guys. I cannot remember the guy's name. I can't remember the guy's name. I know the woman's name was Fuqua, and I know Fuqua. I'm thinking his name. I'm pretty sure it was like Timmy Jones and Fuqua Jones, and it was Davis as well. I'm pretty sure it was Davis. If it were Johns or I can't remember his name. I can't. But don't worry, he's not in this story. Oh my god, I'm so prepared because this character I created and even if he is a side character, I can't remember his name all the time. And when the MLP fanfic comes out, trust me, I'm going to have to be looking at so many flanks because the cutie marks and how all the colors of them and everything, it's going to be just annoying. Oh my god, I don't know how you YouTubers that do fanfics by MLP can handle that crap because I only know the main 6 and it's beyond stupid that I know all the cutie marks, but still, I don't know all the cutie marks of every single pony. I can say that well. I can say that right now. But let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing it, man. And I'm sorry if you think I'm sorry for people that is looking at this and say his name was Jones or his name was Davis or his name was John or his name was something of that regard, but I'm calling him Davis because it's an easy name to remember. So his name is now Davis. Even if I don't know his name is too Davis because I'm too freaking lazy to go on my phone to freaking find his freaking piece of garbage out. I'm too lazy to do it. Too freaking stinking lazy. Okay, let's keep going on. I'm gonna call him Davis now. If his name was really Davis, oh, I'm lucky me. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Ethan walked out of the town hall. Ethan grabbed the edge of his hoodie and pushed it and pulled it down lightly. It didn't do much, but it felt odd having a little bit up. Ethan thought it felt odd that it wasn't pushed all the way down. It wasn't pulled all the way down. And after he did that little thing, he started walking through the village with his hands tucked in his pockets. As he walked through the village, he could tell that the village seemed alive and nice, and it was well kept. Ethan quickly remembered he would have to say thanks to Rose for doing a good job managing the village. As he's seen beautiful flowers that were originally planted like over some years ago are now flourishing again. Apparently, they switched the flowers out. Ethan could tell that because they looked it new, and the soil beneath it looked it freshly dug out. He calculated a day, probably 2 days ago, a few hours at the max. 2 days and a few hours at the max ago. It may not make any sense to you, but it makes sense to me. It's too bad. Sorry about that. Anyways, Ethan walked past the village into his stomach, and into a slight until a slight sound pierced his ears. Ethan stopped, wondering where that sound went, wondering where that sound came from. Then he looked down his stomach and swear his stomach was growling. Ethan hummed. Apparently I forgot to eat today. I guess I can get some food. Ethan quickly looked around his general vicinity, looking for a bakery or a bread store, something of that regard that had food in it. And then and then a twinkle hit the edge of Ethan's eye on his right side. He quickly turned his entire body toward the direction, and found a bakery. The smell of sweets going to Ethan's ear, practically making him gag. For ordinary people that don't know Ethan, he hates sweets. He can't stand the smell of sugar and anything that's sweet. The last time he actually had something sweet in his entire life was at a birthday party, and that did not end well. Ethan shivered of that recollection of a memory and continued walking. A few minutes later, Ethan stumbled upon a meat store, a butcher's store, a butcher. Basically, it must have been the village butcher. The smell of blood and dead carcasses filled Ethan's nose, and Ethan loved every single bit of that smell. The smell of blood, the smell of meat. As Ethan did that, a man yelled out, "Hey, you!" Ethan was abruptly pulled out of his, meat, blood, something. Something. I can't even know what it is. Something. Ethan turned his head quickly to find whoever said that. His eye landed on a big muscular man with an axe, preferably with a apron on, with blood stains all over it. He must have been the village butcher. I can see that you like the smell of the meat I just caught. Come on over here. The man said to Ethan, waving his hand in a gesture to him to come. Ethan presumably did walk over and stepped under the roof of the butcher's place, of the butcher's store. He stepped in and looked around. Rows of meat filled the room, and it was just too enticing for Ethan to understand it, or even sit still. Because the one thing that Ethan loves more than meat, it's blood. You see, Ethan is not like an ordinary human. He's a hybrid. He doesn't drink water. And he doesn't eat particular types of meat. He's a hybrid. And as a hybrid, he eats only one type of meat, which is meat. He only eats one type of food, which is meat. And he only drinks one type of liquid, which is blood. Progressively, it can be any type of blood. It can be human blood, it can be animal blood, it can be any type of blood. It just has to be blood. And no one else knows this except Ethan. And his master, of course, Snowfall. Because Ethan and Snowfall was very, very specific on keeping that little secret a secret. Come on, said the butcher said. Take a good look around. Want to buy anything? The butcher had a smile on his face. It wasn't crazed, nor was it, well, scary. It was genuine. A smile meant to make an offer. Ethan smiled back. It depends. Do you have steak? And pork? And chicken? Oh, I do, the butcher said, with a smile. All right. How many pounds do you want? I want dried. I want it all dried. Dried? Yes, dried. And Ethan did a gesture to tell the butcher to come in to his ear. The butcher did. With all due respect, he said, can you give me 3 jars of blood? If you give me 3 jars of blood without asking any questions of animal blood, I will give you an extra. I will give you. Ethan put down 3 silver pieces, 3 silver coins on the table. I'll double. I'll triple the amount. I will triple the amount of silver coins I'll give you. Right now it's 3. The cost for the food. Even if it doesn't have, you can keep the change. But I can turn that into 9 if you don't ask any questions. Do we have a deal? The butcher pulled his head back. Ethan could tell that he was deciding on something. I wouldn't say that's the oddest request from a customer, but my lips are sealed. Ethan put 6 more silver pieces on the table and nodded. In return, the butcher nodded back. He turned around, got the dried steak, pork, and chicken that was all cut up into slabs. They were all cut up into small bars. The bars were approximately 4 to 3 the bars were approximately 4 inches. That was surprisingly big, but the amount of thickness it had was about 3 meters. Was about 3 to 4 millimeters. So they were rather skinny as well. And the thing that Ethan loved the most was the jars of blood. There were 6 jars of blood that he brought. Is this enough? Ethan nodded. All right. So, I'll say that right now. Let's see. Let's see. You have 16 dried steak, 14 dried pork, and 15 dried chicken with 6 jars. With 6 jars. Will that be all? That won't be all. I want to know if that blood, Ethan said, whispering, is good or not. If you mean that I drank, if you mean that I use that, if you mean that when I cut up the animals and had the blood drain into this, yes, it is. It doesn't have anything into it. Why do you keep the blood then? Oh. That's simple. Then, because the veterinarian, don't tell them what kind of blood they may drink. Don't tell them what kind of blood they may need. And what type of blood is this? Oh, that is bear blood. All 6 jars. And the person that runs the veterinarian place really didn't need bear blood, so we were lucky that I actually still had it. I was about to throw it away because I didn't need it. It's not rotten or anything. I made sure to keep it at a cool level. And those jars contains it all. Ethan looked at the jars and could clearly say that the jars were about not a gallon, more of 3 to 2 pints. More to 2 to 3 pints. More to 3 to 2 pints of ordinary blood. More than like 2 to 3. The jars could easily hold 2 to probably 3 pints of blood, which was sort of a lot. Sort of. But Ethan quickly calculated it. 3 times 6 is 18 pints. 3 times 6 is 18 pints of blood. 8 pints of blood is 1 gallon. Since that's 18, that's 8, 16 right there. That's 2 gallons. That's 2 gallons of blood. It's 2 gallons of blood right there in 2 pints. That's 2 gallons and 2 pints of blood that he had. Of bear blood. Ethan quickly said that could easily hold him. That could easily hold him for some time. But may I ask something? The butcher said. I know we'll be getting the thing down low, but why do you need blood? Well, I drink it. The butcher looked at him. Not with a scowl, not with a disgusted look. He just looked at him. And why exactly do you drink blood exactly? I mean, unless you're a vampire, of course. You're not a vampire, right? Of course I'm not a vampire. Vampires have sharp teeth, and sure, I have canines, but those are natural. The butcher laughed. I know that much. But still, I drink blood because I'm a hybrid. A hybrid? Yes, I'm a hybrid. A hybrid that can only eat meat and drink only blood. Oh, so in short terms, drinking blood for you is like drinking water for us. Correct. Understandable. You can't change what you're born into. You got that right. I trust me. I know it better than anyone. Okay, we are in the 56-minute mark. I'm gonna take a break for now. I'm gonna go and get a sandwich. So I'm gonna come back in about a minute. It shouldn't take me that long to get a sandwich. Oh, okay, it's pretty dark. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I know this. I know this story is not gonna be that good, but still, I need to get something to eat. Hey, 1 minute. I think probably a few seconds. Man, this peanut butter jelly sandwich I made a few minutes ago. Like I think at 9 o'clock, maybe. Tastes so good. All right, so I'm gonna start this thing on an hour, and when it hits the hour mark, I'm gonna start this thing on again. So y'all can go to the hour mark as it is right now and skip to that thing while I'm just sitting here enjoying this food. And I know it's gonna be boring, but I'm gonna keep talking. So let's see here. What can I do? Let's see. I was thinking about making a YouTube channel about playing games and all this other crap, but uh, oh, and by the way, just saying that I love MLP. And so I'm smacking, but this food tastes too good. Let's see. It's 58 right now, so I can still eat. By the way, I'm gonna try to find a word, but I guarantee I ain't gonna find it easily. Um, 1 more minute left. Oh my god, this tastes so good. Or anyway, I have downloaded plenty of games on my tablet and on the computer. I'm pretty sure on the computer I downloaded Sunday's Game Showdown, Cosmic Showdown. It's a good game, but my personal favorite game is Clash of Clans from Supercell. My second favorite would have to be either Jack the Smith from, well, Cool Math or Full Pokemon. And that's the hour mark, which means I'm back to the store. This is the first time this thing went to an hour. So hype. And y'all try to do this story or have no food. It sucks. I don't even have any water to my voice. All right, anyways, let's keep going. And by the way, this is still chapter 10. Just saying. Still chapter 10. Just so I had a light intermission. It's still chapter 10. Okay, let's keep going. As Ethan was walking through the village, heading his way back to his own home, Ethan remarked while he was carrying the six jars of blood and the basic dried meat. Ethan remembered that he was glad. Hold up. Ethan remembered that he was glad that you can call me freaking disgusting if you want. I don't care. I just took a bath like a few minutes ago, so don't care. Ethan was generous. Ethan quickly remembered that he didn't have a backpack. He may have had a lot of strength, but Ethan had a lot of strength, so he could easily carry all of this. But one slight bump from anybody in the village could easily send the jars breaking. It may have been concerned that Ethan had very good reflexes. But in the time that he wasn't training, his reflexes didn't dull. At least not a lot, but it dulled a little bit. Ethan's reaction time wasn't as good as it used to be. Usually, Ethan's reaction time was so good that he could literally catch a glass ball before it even hits the ground. Even if it is only 1 inch away from hitting the ground, he could somehow snatch it out of the air before it crashes and has it in his hand in a matter of 0.2 seconds. But for the 9 months he'd been bedridden and having been training a little while, Ethan's reaction time and reflexes were dull, but only slightly. Thanks for a generous offer to the butcher, that Ethan later found out what his name was, Matthew the butcher. By the way, if Ethan's friend was called Matthew, don't care. His name is Davis now. I don't care. I messed up. It's a simple mistake. It cost me. It cost me some time. It cost me stuff, so I don't care. Matthew gave Ethan a backpack for him to hold all the meat in. It was a cooler. It was white. It was a square shape. And it zipped. By the way, if y'all are too blind to find out my description, here's the cooler I'm talking about. This cooler right here. This cooler is a square shape, and I got this when I did a blood drive. And I was in the blood drive. This is the cooler I'm talking about. So if y'all don't know what the cooler description is and how I basically laid it out, it was white. It's white, red, and black with a satchel around it, and it's a cooler. So that's a physical description of the cooler. So if y'all don't freaking know what it looks like, you're blind. I just missed the freaking light. Just missed the stupid light. Anyway, let's keep going. The cooler was not that big, but it wasn't heavy either. It had a satchel with a white grip on it. that was good. It was made to not be uncomfortable. And that is where Ethan held all of his jars. Luckily, the jars weren't that big. Granted, they were big, but they weren't that big. While Ethan was holding all the meat in his pockets, only the gods of the world can even fathom how deep Ethan's pockets can be, and where he puts most of his other stuff at. And sometimes he can just easily pull out something from nowhere and just feel like nothing. Because that's the rule of the entire universe of Ethan's pockets. They are an endless amount of pockets. They're an endless void. But that's what Ethan heard before. That's what Ethan heard about story he read at one of his books in his home. As Ethan was lost in his memory, remembering all the books that he had, wondering should he go to the library and find another book, he bumped into something. I mean, okay. Yeah, I know this is annoying, but still. I can leave now. I wouldn't blame you. All right, let's keep going. Well, it's like the Ethan quickly realized that he bumped into a female, a woman, or a child. Ethan couldn't tell for sure. The freaking sound was basically a girl, and that's all is Ethan, and that's all Ethan could easily understand, or even hear for that matter. Ethan quickly looked in the direction where he bumped Lady at, or where she bumped him. And then he realized that that was a man, that was a female, a woman, roughly his size, mostly enough. He would easily say she's about 2 to 3 inches shorter than him, though. Sporting a mild green dress, blue eyes that complemented her green dress, and slippers. No, they weren't. Her shoes weren't slippers. They were some type of shoe that females like wearing. Ethan couldn't tell. He wasn't really liking females. Ethan really didn't like females' outfits all the time. He didn't get them. I mean, he didn't get females. With a slight stir, the woman backed up, shocked and scared of angering the big man. The big man. The big man. Angering the newcomer. I'm sorry. Forgive me, please. Please forgive me. Ethan looked at this woman and just looked at her. It was like stir. She was quickly backing up more. evidently being scared by Ethan's look, even if she couldn't see his eyes. She was just hoping that he wouldn't yell at her. This mysterious woman was about to cry. And Ethan just stood there looking at her. What was going through Ethan's mind was, how can a woman so big have a light voice? And what's with her getup? The girl, after Ethan thought about this, he was about to talk when the girl quickly turned around and started running. Ethan didn't want to give chase to the girl, since that would seem awkward and, beyond anything else, creepy. A man running after a woman that's about to cry? That didn't seem real. That didn't seem really good. That didn't seem good. That didn't seem good. Ethan just chopped that off as an odd encounter and continued walking to his home. After many minutes of saying hi and hello to kids and grown-ups alike, Ethan finally made it back to his home. And when he got to the doorstep, he stopped. There was a note on his doorstep, directly in front of his door. Ethan walked closer to it, looking at the white envelope. Ethan kneeled down and picked it up. Red, the pen was easily red ink that was used. It was easily red ink that was used. And it smelled like flowers. And it said, "Welcome back, Ethan." Ethan had no idea whoever this was that stated this note. But in the distant center coil of Ethan's mind, one part of him knew exactly who that was. A part of him that Ethan didn't recognize. Begrudgingly, Ethan just tore the envelope open, and pulled out a letter. And he read, "Dear Ethan, welcome back. I know it's been about 2 to 9 months since you've been in a coma and you've been ordered by your own master to stay in the bed and recover, but let it be known that I actually seen you walking down to the village. And I'm happy that you're still up and about walking. And I'm sorry about what happened to your friends. I know if I got to you, I know how you feel. They're my friends too. So, whatever you do, please don't rip this entire paper up. I'm in the hospital. I'm probably in the hospital as you're reading this right now. I actually had to ask one of my friends to, take this note to you. But anyways, as you wanted to say, I'm glad you're back on your feet and doing well. I'll see you later, Ethan. Sincerely, F.J. F.J. Fuqua Jones. Ethan said with a slight hesitant tone in his voice, not knowing if it was really her or not, or if it was just a sad excuse for someone doing a prank on him. Or something more, a villain, trying to lead him into a corner and kill him. Ethan was reluctant. He didn't destroy the paper, but he did analyze it, scanning it all the way from the back to the top to even the edges, seeing if there's any hidden things in it. And luckily enough, there wasn't. And then he looked at the envelope and scanned that too. He found nothing. He smelled it, he tasted, he did everything he could to find any type of evidence that would pinpoint who gave him this. And the taste, the scent, and the basic writing basically said it was from Fuqua. Well, I'm surprised that she doesn't have that much hatred in me, or either that or it was written by one of her friends. But if it was, I wouldn't say why this note has her DNA all over it. Ethan pocketed the note in one of his signature pockets, heading on the front of his coat, and opened the door and walked in. Still holding the cooler on his back, he walked to the kitchen and put it down. He walked to the kitchen that was right across, that was right beside his basic front room. He set it down on the small table and walked over to the refrigerator. He opened it up, and as he saw, it was nothing. He opened the cooler. Nothing. Perfect, Ethan said. I'm glad I cleaned out the entire refrigerator last night. It was not like it was anything much in there anyways. Ethan walked back over, leaving the refrigerator door open. Grabbing the cooler and unzipping it, making a satisfying piece of bull crap, making a satisfying zipping sound. Ethan struggled on the zipper. Ethan was struggling so hard that he failed to see that he was pushing the freaking crap that his hand was on to the part that the zipper wasn't in. He quickly turned the cooler around and unzipped it again. Now it was open. Why did he even do that? It was so stupid. I mean, it was good. It was some sound, but still, it was stupid. God dang, that was dumb. But hey, I'm trying. Give me props for trying. Give me props for trying, man. Give me some props for trying. Anyways, the cooler opened. He grabbed the lid. He grabbed the lid and lifted it up, having it flop back behind the cooler, which stayed. Ethan picked up two 2 of the 6 jars of blood and quickly deposited them into the refrigerator. And he did that with every last one of them. Then Ethan pulled out all of the sticks, all of the meat that was wrapped. It was all wrapped, and put them all as well in the freezer, preserving them. Even if they were dry, he liked them hard. It basically reserved as eating food and a stress reliever. And he had plenty of them. As that all, when he was done, he zipped the cooler back up, kept it on his table, and closed the freezer and the refrigerator door. He walked over to his couch and sat down. Quickly finding the remote to his TV, his 70-inch plasma screen TV with Netflix. And if y'all don't get that reference, it's from Hellsing Abridged, when Alucard, or basic Dracula, asked Victoria Helsing or something, I can't remember her name, the chief of Helsing, on a bridge to give him a 70-inch plasma widescreen TV with Netflix, and get Alice Victoria a freaking cannon. I got it off of that. So if y'all didn't get the reference, too bad. Ethan grabbed the remote and it clicked on. He was planning to spend the rest of his day. He was planning to spend the rest of his day catching up on what the heck happened and what the heck was going on in the world, and most likely looking at a movie. And while Ethan was trying to find a movie to look at, something more interesting was happening somewhere that Ethan could never even go, or let alone know exist. In the depths of Ethan's mind lied Nightmare, an entity that was fueled by hatred, and he loved it. He loved making people's lives miserable. And he loved the day when he actually ruled over the planet with an iron fist, killing and slaughtering all the armies that opposed him, and slaughtering all the major leaders of the world. And at this point in time, Nightmare had a very specific place he would love to go to. And this place was more interesting than life in this world. Soon. Oh, soon, Princess Celestia. You will know the true meaning of having a villain as bad as I am. And I wonder how your sweet little student and her friends are going to be able to face me. Nightmare said, "Oh, I cannot wait to find out how bad it's going to end for me or for Equestria. So you better pack your bags, princesses. Your little student is not going to last that long." Nightmare said, keeping a close eye on the 6 elements of harmony, the beings that defeated Discord, Nightmare Moon, and assisted the defeat of King Zombra. While they were all on a picnic, talking to each other, they had no idea that someone else in another world was keeping their eye specifically on those 6. End scene. Wow, 1 hour and 26 minutes. I like that. I guarantee if you actually cut out all the other parts, it would still be 1 hour, but it wouldn't be the other minutes. It would still be an hour. If you break out all the, my times when I talked, it would be an hour still. It would be an hour probably. It would probably be an hour still. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed my little video. My long video, in case anything else. And if you don't mind, I'm going to be probably playing the game still. Showdown still. So, yeah. I'll see y'all later. And, yeah. Let the shadows guide you to a new future. And let your mind guide you to a better tomorrow. Have a nice day, guys. Females and males alike. And I'll see you all in the next video, guys. So,